For this reason, you shouldn't eat cheap ice cream. Julieta Nicoleta owned a very famous ice cream shop. But all she did was spend the whole day texting her boyfriend, neglecting sales and losing money. When her boyfriend didn't reply, she would get very angry and start posting stories on Instagram with dramatic quotes, meaningless posts or photos just to get attention. One day, she left the ice cream shop and saw her boyfriend talking to another girl. She got so jealous that the next day she ran off, opened her ice cream shop, and strangely, she was very happy. She had put ice cream on sale and sales increased by 100%. Later, all the people who had bought ice cream started to feel sick, they were dizzy, and some even fainted. What they didn't know was that Julieta Nicoleta had gotten so angry with her boyfriend that she froze him and kept him together with the ice creams, so she could have him with her forever. For this reason, you shouldn't play Roblox. At 3 in the morning, Anita Margarita had turned 24 years old and the only thing she cared about was playing Roblox all day long. Her mother spent all her time working to support her and asked her please to help with the house chores, but Anita Margarita didn't listen to her. One night her mom came home very tired and the house was a mess, so she decided to punish her daughter by taking away her computer. She told her that she had to do something urgent to contribute money, either by getting a job or else she would kick her out of the house. Very angry, Anita Margarita locked herself in her room. It was 3 a.m. and she couldn't stand the urge to play anymore. Roblox secretly went to her mother's room and got the computer back. When she entered the game, the characters looked a little strange. And suddenly a video of her mother appeared saying, "I told you so." That's how Anita Margarita was discovered and got kicked out of her house, please, forever. For this reason, you shouldn't leave dirty dishes after eating. Esperanza Constanza was a very messy and dirty girl. She always left everything lying around for her mother to pick up. One night after finishing dinner, her mother asked her please to wash the dishes because she was very tired, but she didn't listen and left them on the counter and went to sleep. When she woke up, something wasn't right. Her things were gone and the bed felt kind of hard. She hadn't woken up in her room. Her mother, seeing that she hadn't washed the dishes, got so angry that she carried her while she was sleeping and left her in an orphanage. That's how Esperanza Constanza had to live locked up and washing dishes forever. For this reason, you shouldn't follow internet tutorials. Gabriela Mariela was a very stubborn girl who lived in an old house where the pipes didn't work well. One day, her mother recommended calling a plumber, but Gabriela Mariela didn't listen and decided to look for a tutorial on the internet to fix it. She got to work herself and after a few hours managed to get the pipes working. But what she didn't know was that she had connected the pipes incorrectly. And when she got in to take a shower, the hot water came out cold and the cold water came out hot. And that's how Gabriela Mariela burned her butt and it stayed red forever. For this reason, you shouldn't use your mother's makeup. Guadalupe Maria was going out with her friends and she was very excited. She asked her mother for permission, but her mother didn't let her go because it was too late. Very angry, Guadalupe Maria decided she would sneak out. She waited for her mother to fall asleep, changed her clothes, and stole the makeup that was in the bathroom. When she started using them, she felt something strange on her face, but she didn't pay attention to it. After a few minutes, her face began to burn and become deformed, so she looked at the box and she discovered that the makeup wasn't makeup, they were potions, and that her mother actually wasn't who she seemed to be. Her mother was a witch who came from beyond to keep her soul forever. For this reason, you shouldn't order food online at 3 in the morning. Candela Camila was a girl who thought she was a hacker and spent her time bothering people, sending computer viruses, and trying to steal passwords. One night, she managed to hack the Instagram account of a poor old lady who had just learned how to use her phone. Very proud of her prank, Candela Camila felt hungry and decided to order a pizza online. It was 3 in the morning when the doorbell rang at her house. She went to get her food and strangely there was no one there. Only the box had been left on the ground. Candela Camila picked it up and when she opened it, a paralyzing gas came out of the box straight into her face. The old woman she had messed with wasn't actually an old woman. She was an FBI agent and Candela Camila was captured forever. For this reason, you shouldn't use toilet paper from public restrooms. Rita Giselle had run away from home to go to a party. When she arrived, they told her she couldn't come in because she wasn't wearing a mask. Very angry, Rita Giselle was about to go back home when she had an idea. She went into the bathroom of a bar and made a mask out of toilet paper. She went back to the party and they let her in. She started dancing and began to feel a strange sensation in her mouth, but she didn't pay attention to it. When she got back home, she tried to take off the toilet paper mask and couldn't. Desperate, Rita Giselle tried everything, but she couldn't. The paper had an insect that liked to nest in human mouths, and unfortunately, Rita Giselle had to live with toilet paper on her face forever. For this reason, you shouldn't book hotels online. Kimberly Paula really wanted to go on vacation, but she didn't have any money. She started looking for hotels online according to the savings she had, and she found a very cheap one which didn't have any good reviews, but she booked it anyway. When she arrived at the hotel, she was greeted by very strange people, but Kimberly Paula didn't care. Very tired from the trip, she went to sleep. When she woke up, she wanted to get up, but she couldn't move. The owners of the hotel hadn't changed the mattress since 1930. And that's how Kimberly Paula had to live with horrible back pain forever. For this reason, you shouldn't record videos at 3 in the morning. Laura Crystal and Enrique Miguel were two siblings who spent their time recording and uploading videos to the internet, but nobody watched them because their videos were really bad. Already tired of this, they decided that night when their parents went to work, they would record a fake video in which Laura Crystal would pretend to see a ghost. That way they would get lots of views. It was 3 in the morning when they finally finished the video and uploaded it. At that very moment, someone knocked on the door. It was the police who had come because the neighbors had heard their screams. They tried to explain that they had been recording a video, but no one ever believed them. They were taken to an orphanage and were locked up forever. For this reason, you should not accept gifts from strangers. Candelaria Marcela was organizing her birthday party. She invited all her friends to celebrate and have fun. They arrived at her house and spent their time chatting and laughing. Later that night, someone knocked on the door. Candelaria. Marcela opened the door and saw that someone had left her a giant cake as a gift. But strangely, there was no note saying who sent it. She didn't care and they all ate the cake. After a while, they started to feel a bit sick, dizzy, their stomachs hurt, and their vision became blurry. Desperate, Candelaria Marcela went to look for her phone to call the hospital, and as she passed by the giant cake, she discovered that there was a corpse inside. It was her boyfriend who wanted to surprise her by coming out of the giant cake, but he suffocated before he could. That's how they realized they had eaten Candelaria Marcela's boyfriend, and the taste stayed in their mouths forever. For this reason, you shouldn't have a broken mirror in your room. Emily Marcela had moved into her new apartment. She was very happy but also very poor, so she only had a bed and a table and was missing a lot of furniture. Guadalupe Mariana, her wicked friend, offered her a refrigerator she had left over at her house, but on the condition that she also take a broken mirror. She agreed. What Emily Marcela didn't know was that when that mirror broke, it brought Guadalupe Mariana 7 years of bad luck, and she still had 2 years left. But by taking it, the curse was renewed, and that's how Emily Marcela carried the bad luck forever, or rather for 7 years. For this reason, you shouldn't ride a motorcycle. Brenda Marisabel spent all her time partying when she was at home. The only thing she did was lie in bed planning her next outing. It was Sunday and she was bored, so she called her friend Janina Carolina to invite her to a party. Since it was very far away and they didn't have any money, Janina Carolina stole her sister's motorcycle and they left. They arrived at the party, snuck in without paying, and spent the whole night dancing and tricking people to steal their drinks. The party ended and they realized it was already time to work, so they quickly left, got on the motorcycle, and went straight to work. When they were about to arrive, they didn't see that there was dog poop on the ground and they ran over it with the motorcycle, causing the wheel to splash them and cover them completely in poop. That's how Brenda Marisabel and Janina Carolina had to go into work with their clothes covered in poop, and their co-workers made fun of them forever.